Dear students, how are you today? One more time, I hope that you are very, very good. Okay, let's start with a general review of the different topics that we were learning during our last session. Okay, only as a general review, if you could have some questions. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's start with the presentation of the class. The first slide was the welcome slide, and here you can see the date of our first class. Well, we were talking about also some rules. Do not eat during the Zoom session because of obvious reasons. Punctuality and order. It is pretty important that you could have all the materials on time. The delivering of the evidences punctually, please. Class evidences and homeworks, please. And participation, a lot of participation. We can be participating a lot. We are a team. Class attendance, please. If you are not going to be able to be on class, please let me know or get into communication with the school. Participation in our platform, and please be respectful with your classmates and with your teacher. So we were working with Google Docs. This was the mail address, if I can say it, the web page. And this is my mail, okay? You can be sending me some activities, no homeworks. If we have troubles, we are going to be using the platform. Please use a lot the platform. It is where we are going to be receiving the homeworks. And also, well, we were getting notes each other, and let's time to start with the class. This is going to be super easy. We were reviewing about present simple in different forms, affirmative, negative, or also interrogative, in order to express moods and habits. So we were reviewing the personal pronouns I, you, she, he, it, we, they, and we said that we need to use more names. My sister, my brother, Lupita, Federica, Carlos, my partners, my parents, and so on. And here we have an example of the personal pronouns, okay? As we know, there are different kinds of personal pronouns. These are subject pronouns. And so, as you were very, very, very intelligent, we were continuing with the class. We were working about this, writing or saying the object pronouns, and that's great. We were continuing with the verb to be, and we said that the verb to be, it's like a rebel verb, like two verbs in one. Well, two verbs in just one word said at the start. The meaning of the verb is going to be depending of the context, okay, and of the complement of our sentences. And here we have how we can conjugate the verb am, is, are. Okay, so we were conjugating the verb to be also with the subject pronouns I am, you are, she, he, it is, we are, they are. And we are going to continue with the affirmative form. Here is the example how we are going to be conjugating our verb. I am, he, she, it is, and you, we, they are. Always, this is going to be the same, always, always, always in present simple. But as I am using this kind of verbs, these parts of the verb to be with these subjects, in some other topics we are, or in some other tenses, we are going to be using this also. So let's continue with the no or negative sentences. And if you want to say no in a sentence, the only thing that you have to say is No, and that's it. Indeed, we are going to add a letter T, as we are going to see here. So here I have the subject pronouns and how I can conjugate the verb to be. I am not, he is not, they are not. And also here we have some contractions. First form or second form. Teacher, can I say I am not? Yes, it is. It is the formal way. Teacher, can I say I'm not? Is it correct? Yes, it is correct. It is a contraction. Teacher, can I say I am not? No, it is not correct. There is only a contraction for the verb to be a negative form, and it is going to be this one. Okay, but as you can see here, you have different contractions for the verb to be. You are not. You can say you're not, or you aren't. It is going to be the same. Maybe you are used to see this kind of contraction, and that's okay. But sometimes maybe you are finding out these kind of constructions. Well, it's okay. Once that you know the language and once that you know the grammatical rules, you can play with this. Obviously, you are not going to be inventing new grammatical rules, but as you can see, you can use the contractions in different forms. Forms that are allowed, okay? You cannot say you're joining everything. No, that's going to be pretty strange and it doesn't exist. Okay, she is not. We are going to try to use more names. I don't know. Mariana is not a doctor. Mariana's not a doctor. Or Mariana isn't a doctor. We can also avoid this personal or subject pronoun and we can use a name. Also, it is valid, okay? So this is a form how we are going to be saying that no. So let's continue with the questions. How to form a question. So if you do really like mathematics, so here we have like a mathematic form. First, you are going to use the verb to be. It is going to be like or auxiliary. Then you are going to have your subject and your question mark. But before your question mark, you have to add a complement. Am I a student? Yes, I am. No, I am not. Are you in the living room? With the question mark, okay? Because if I am using my verb at the beginning of the sentence after my subject and I didn't used to write my question mark, well, it is going to be like a sentence with an emphasis of a question, okay? But it is not going to be a question. You have to use your mark. Okay, are we or are my friends and I watching the, well, no, that's another topic. In the park? Yes, we are. No, we are not. Or no, we are not. No, we are not in the park. We can use long answers or short answers. Okay, so that was the interrogative form. What is the interrogative form? To ask him some questions. The only thing that we are going to do is to use the verb to be at the beginning of the sentence because he is going to be our auxiliary. He is going to be helping us to write the sentence. So here I have some examples for you. I am not in the kitchen. I am not a nurse. Am I a nurse? Is he my father? Yes, I am your father. Oh my gosh. So here we have the short answers, interrogative form and also different kind of short answers, okay? Affirmative short answers, yes you are, no you aren't, yes I am, no I'm not, or no I am not. It could be also yes she is, no she isn't, she is in the is she in the kitchen, yes she is. Short answer, yes she is in the kitchen. Long answer, yes she is in the kitchen, she is cooking a chicken. Oh my gosh, it's a super long answer also with a sentence. No she isn't, she is in the living room. You are complementing your sentence there. So this is how we are going to be answering in short way. Indeed you can use the long way. If you are going to be speaking in a real context, indeed you can use these short answers, but also I recommend that you could use your English as much as you can. And well, you have like a chart where you can see the affirmative, negative, and also interrogative form. This PowerPoint presentation is now in the WhatsApp group. If you have some more questions, you can check this presentation slowly, slide by slide. Okay, so here I have some more examples for you. Positive, negative, or a question. There are some other terms or names that we use in order to say affirmative, negative, and questions. If you are going to be a teacher, or if you are a teacher, these kind of words are going to be pretty useful for you. But if you want to learn to speak English, you are not going. Yes, you are going to need the affirmative question, negative sentence. Yes, indeed, it is pretty nice if you know all that terms, but the most important thing here is that you understand how to create sentences saying yes, saying no, and asking those sentences. Okay, now we were practicing creating some sentences, and we are going to be talking about contractions also. Here you have I am, you are, she is, he is. The only thing that we are going to do is to say goodbye to the letter I, and we are going to join them to match. And for example, and we are going to be using this apostrophe that is going to be indicating us that behind that there's a letter. So these are some constructions for affirmative and also for negative form. We were talking in some slides about this one, but indeed you can use some constructions for affirmative. And again, I have more examples for you as a resume that you are going to have for the verb to be. So, understand, not ask questions you should. Let's continue with the other topic. So we were working here, and also you have one more time I made in order to send me the exercises that we were working with, and these were the exercises that I asked you to complete because they are some practices for the topic that we are learning. Okay, that's amazing. And also you can use this kind of pages in order to create activities for your students and also for your family. You can be practicing there. Now let's continue with the present simple. And indeed you need to know a lot of verbs, because we are going to start working with all these topics. What? Yes, indeed, verbs in different sentences. So verbs everywhere. Why? Because remember that verbs are actions, and we are going to be using those actions in order to express different situations. So this is the definition of the present simple. In few words, I can say that simple present is going to be helping us in order to talk about routine or habits that we already know, about some activity that we use to repeat. Okay, in few words, remember that this is a general review. And here I have some examples for you. You speak English. You don't speak English. Do you speak English? Now we are going to change with another subject. He speaks English. He does not speak English. Does he speak English without the S? But teacher, where is the S? Wait a minute, I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain that. So, we were talking about that. Did you see something strange? I said that just because I gave you the clue. Also, so let's check this. This is how we are going to be conjugating the verbs, okay? My subject pronouns, my verbs, and I'm going to be using some extra information every day, once a week, once a month, at home, and so on. Some similar expressions in order to express or say that we are talking in present. So, as you can see, everything is read. That's kind of boring, but thanks to this letter, we are going to make it funnier in some words, because we are going to be suffering at the same time. Remember, only with he, she, it, Lupita, Pepito, mi primo, mi comadre, mi cuñado, el perrito que me viene a pedir comida, el árbol que está ahí enfrente, el pajarito que se viene a asomar todos los días, and so on, are going to be using the letter S. Always in present simple, but only in affirmative. Okay, and here we have more examples. I play with my ball, you play with a ball, everybody's playing with a ball. But let's see here. Here we are using the letter S at the end, as I was mentioning. He, she, it. Please never forget to write the letter S. And here we were working with some examples, but we were realizing that there are some verbs that are going to use, they are going to need the letter S, but also more letters. For example, this one, does. And also here, fixes. Not only the letter S, also more letters. Why, teacher, is happening this? Well, oops, I'm sorry. There are some rules that you need to follow, and the only way that you are going to be an expert on this is trying to memorizing these expressions, these rules, and practicing a lot. So we are going to have 3 grammatical rules. When you have a verb that ends with the letter Y, but before the letter Y exists a consonant, you are going to say goodbye to the letter Y and you are going to add IES. For example, fly, flies. Teacher, what eyes means? Nothing. It means nothing, but it's the way that we are going to be conjugating the verbs. Okay, it is going to give you the meaning. Él juega. No, ella juega. That is going to be like the meaning of this ending. After that, if you see an Y and after this letter Y, you have a vowel, well, don't worry, you need to use only your letter S. Nothing else, nothing more, only the letter S after your letter Y and a vowel before that. Okay, the only situation is going to be this: the letter Y and before a consonant. Oh my gosh, bye letter Y, you have to use this one. Okay, and if you have a verb that ends with double S, X, AH, CH, O, indeed you are going to add S at the end, the letter S and also the letter E. Pass, passes, catch, catches, fix, fixes, push, pushes. Okay? Very good. And here we are going to have the negative form. Now we are going to be using this auxiliary. Why do we need an auxiliary? Well, the auxiliary is going to be in order to help these three persons and the letter eat. I do not eat every. He does not read every day. For example, does is going to be for he, she, it, and not for everybody. Remember, do not for everybody, only does for he, she, eat. And here you have some examples. He wants an ice cream with the letter S. Does he want an ice cream? Where is my letter S? Here. No, I don't have a letter S. Why? Because my letter S is now here. He does not want a vanilla ice cream. Where is my letter S in my verb? Well, it is not, because my letter S is now here. The only way where I am going to be suffering is here, in affirmative way, in present simple. So, bye-bye letter S. Thank you, does not. The letter S is here and everything. Yes, does. Everything is here. Now my verb is going to be pretty normal. Okay, so say goodbye to the letter S. And here I have some examples. I do not play with my ball. You don't play with your ball. She does not play without S with my ball. Everybody's playing with my doll. My verb is pretty nice now. The only one who is suffering is it, he, and also she. Okay, and here we have how can we create some interrogative questions, or indeed some questions with short answers. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. No, you don't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. No, doesn't. Doesn't. Okay? Chon, 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 chon. Here it is, and also more examples for you. How can I answer, but with this personal pronoun? Do you like ice cream? Yes, I do. No, I don't. With the auxiliary that I use in order to ask, it is going to be the auxiliary that I'm going to use in order to answer. It is going to be the same here. The auxiliary that I use in order to answer is the auxiliary that I'm going to be using in order to answer, to make a question to answer. Okay, so that was nice, very nice. So bye bye again, letters. Negative, interrogative, not more S or things like that in our verbs. Okay, also don't forget to use your questions words: what, where, who, when, why, which, how long, how many, how much, and so on. And these questions, words or W questions, are going to be at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, so here we were talking about different examples. What do you do on Mondays? I wash my clothes, for examples. I think that there are not questions. And we were continuing with some extra exercises, and here starts the easy part. I know that you can do it. Present continuous. I can say that in few words. Present continuous is when you are going to be explaining something that is happening in this moment, but it doesn't, we don't use only this for that. We are going to be using the present continuous also if you want to talk about a near future. Okay, and for more examples, here I have, for example, you are watching TV. You are not watching TV, like in this moment or in a near future. Okay, the cat is eating a fish. They are reading the books, and so on. This is the expression that I was using, that sometimes we use the present continuous in order to indicate that something is going to happen, but in the near future. I am meeting some friends after work. You are going to know that this is going to be future because of the end of your sentence, okay? Or because of the context of your sentence. But be careful, because if you're going to be using always or constantly in your sentences, you are expressing an idea that something is irritating you or shocking you, and that this situation happens normally. For example, sometimes happens. For example, she's always coming to class late. Oh my gosh, that's like a habit, that's like a routine, and that really bothers me. Okay, always and constantly are going to change the meaning of the sentence in order to express that something is irritating you. Okay, and what is that, teacher? Well, we are going to be using the verb to be a lot. Okay, so here is the way that we are going to be creating our sentences. Subject, the verb with ing, always. I cannot say I am watch television. What is that? No. Or you are watch television. Oh my gosh, no. So I cannot say either I watching television. That is not complete. You watching television. Oh my gosh, what is this? No, we are going to be using this I am watching television. Yo estoy viendo televisión. I cannot say yo viendo televisión or yo estoy televisión. No, it has to be in a complete way. And here I have a chart where I am showing you affirmative, negative, and how to create a question in present progressive. If you are going to be talking about things that are happening in this moment, or about near future, and so on. So I think that it is easy, right? So, very good, well done. We will continue working with this, and these are more exercises that you can do in your houses if you have time, or if you are thinking, oh my gosh, I want to practice my English, what should I do? Okay, you can use this page. So let's talk about past continuous. Let me tell you something, this is almost the same that present continuous, okay, but in past. So don't worry, we are going to finish in a moment. So what is the past continuous? We are going to be using this tense in order to talk about some actions that was happening in a specific moment of the past that were interrupting, or that two ongoing actions were happening at the same time. Okay, teacher, what is this? Tell me in Spanish or even in English. Yes, I know, I'm speaking pretty fast, sorry. So we are going to be using was and were and present participle. What is this? Well, the verb was and were is this. Am, is, are, that are the verb to be. This is the verb to be conjugated in present, and this is the verb to be conjugated in past. Okay, you were studying when she called. Estabas estudiando. Tú estabas estudiando, ando. When she called, cuando ella llamó. Oh my gosh, we are using two tenses. So we are going to see. Here is the way that we are going to be using the verb to be. I was, always. You were, she, he, was, they were, and we were. Okay, singulars, was, plurals, were. A lot of people, a lot of letters. We are going to be using the biggest verb. A few persons, we are going to be using the smaller verb, okay? And here we have different examples about this. I was studying while he was making the dinner. Oh my gosh, I am using two sentences in the same tense. That's great. As I told you at the beginning, you can play with the sentences, you can play with the language. But first of all, you need to know how to use the grammar rules and to know a lot of verbs, okay? So affirmative and also negative. As you can see here, Thomas was not working and I was not working either. I'm talking about two different things or persons, people, but in the same tense. That's amazing. Pretty good. Well, and here you have a chart where you can see the affirmative, negative, and also the interrogative form of the past progressive or past, I forgot the name. Me bloqueé. Sorry, it was ringing my cell phone, okay? Progressive and continuous. No se me fue. Okay, and here you have a page, web page, where you can look for this information also. And here you have more examples about positive sentences, negative sentences, and question sentences. Remember that we were using the word affirmative, but also you can find information with this kind of words, positive or affirmative. It's the same, okay? So if you are learning English, well, it is going to be pretty good for you if you know these kind of names, but I think that it has to be more significant for you how to say yes, how to say no, and not only start learning names about the tenses, but as you wish and as you feel more comfortable, okay? Everyone learns in a different way. Okay, so I think that there are not questions, and if you have some questions, please let me know. So we will continue working with our Google document, and here you have more exercises about this one. Almost done. Oh my gosh, we are going to continue with the past simple or simple past. It is going to be the same. And well, for the simple past, we are going to use the letters ID at the end of the regular verbs. Okay, remember that we are going to have regular and irregular verbs for the simple past or past simple. Teacher, can you help me to know what are going to be the regular verbs or the irregular verbs? Well, let me tell you something. You have to learn them by heart. It is a kind of difficult to give you a rule like, okay, all these verbs are going to be regular because of all these reasons. My gosh, no, I think that we need to learn by heart what are the regulars and irregular verbs, okay? And here I wrote that there are many verbs with irregular forms. Here I have some examples with regular verbs. You called, David, did, you, did. Now, instead of do, we are going to use this. It is going to be pretty the same as present simple or simple present, but now in past. What is going to be changing? The auxiliary, and at the affirmative way, the verb, okay? You didn't call Debbie, okay? Remember, not equal, and instead of do or does, we are going to be using the for everybody, okay? We are not going to be suffering anymore. So, I saw irregular verb. I saw a movie yesterday. I didn't see a play yesterday. Teacher, what is the difference between these two tenses, these two verbs? Don't worry. This is the past of the verb, and in affirmative way, you are always need to use the verb in past. But when you are saying that no, or when you are asking a question, your verb is going to be normal, if I can say it in that way. It is going to come back to a normality. The situation is that the auxiliary is going to transform the verb into past, so you don't have to worry more about this. Your verb is going to be the same than in Spanish. The did or didn't, the auxiliary is going to change everything into past in negative and also in interrogative way. Okay, so here you have more examples. I recommend that you could see the PowerPoint presentation with more time, and if you have questions, please let me know. And I have here a chart with some tips that you can use in order to understand in a better way the past simple. Affirmative way, negative way, interrogative way, with some regulars or irregulars verbs, okay? So here we are going to have a comparing chart with the simple past versus past continuous. Okay, what is the simple past? Okay, we are going to be using the simple past in order to talk about complete action, something that happens in the past and is done, it has finished, about habits and facts, but in the past. Something that happened in the past that is it is done, okay? Finished. Forget it. In the past. But the difference with the past continuous is that it's something that has been interrupted, or well, as I can read here, interrupted actions, specific time as an interruption and parallel actions. Oh my gosh, what is it? Well, something that maybe can continue in this tense. For example, I went to the cinema yesterday and I went and that's over. And here is the opposite, the past continuous. I was watching TV when the phone rang. So that was happening in the past, but it didn't finish in the past. It was interrupted for something, okay? That's one of the differences. And here you have another chart in order that you can see the differences between infinitive, in past and in negative, okay? And also how to create more sentences in affirmative, negative way, and also interrogative. Here is our auxiliary, and or our verbs. My gosh, do you have some questions? I don't want that you get bored about my explanation. Well, here you have more explanations, almost over. Present perfect. So we are going to be using the present perfect for some specific things, okay, in a very colloquial way. Teacher, what is that? Yo he comido pizza desde que tenía 5 años. That's the present perfect. Yo he ido a Nueva York varias veces. That's the present perfect. Yo fui, yo estoy yendo, yo he ido. That's the present perfect. Present perfect is going to express an action that is still going on or that stopped recently, okay? That was happening but stopped recently, but that has an influence on our present. It is going to be playing, or it is going to be having an emphasis on the results. What is that, teacher? I don't understand. Don't worry, I'm going to explain you. Here are some examples in affirmative, negative, or in interrogative way. So, as every rule, we are going to have some exceptions here. I'm sorry. I, you, we, they, the verb have. She, he, it, the verb has. Why? Because the verb have is a super powerful verb also, almost like the verb to be. And it is going to be conjugated in different ways depending the subject pronouns that we are going to have. So, have for I, you, we, they, has for he, she, it. I have spoken, he hablado. I have not spoken, no he hablado. Have I spoken, he hablado. He has spoken, ha hablado. And look, my verb is in past participle, okay? My verb is always be changing to this tense. For example, there are some exceptions that we are going to have when we are spelling some verbs with id. Okay, after a final we are going to add a letter D. For example, love, loved, normal. With a final consonant after a short and stressed vowel, or as final consonant after a vowel is double. What is that? I don't understand. Don't worry. Okay, when you have a consonant and before there's a vowel, most of the cases, you are going to duplicate the letter T. Admit, admitted. Trouble, troubled. Okay, and if the after a Y and after a final Y after a consonant becomes with I, hurry, we are going to say goodbye to the letter Y, and we are going to change it by IED. Hurry, hurry, okay? For past and present perfect, okay? These are some rules that you are going to be using so much in order to know when I am going to be adding some letters to my verbs in past or in past participle. And here I have the differences between have and has. Present perfect tense. I, you, they, we with the verb have, and she, he, it with the verb had. And my verb is going to be in past participle. Okay, I have here some regulars and irregular verbs. Go, presente, went, pasado, gone. Okay, pasado participio. And here are some rules for our present perfect tense. How to create affirmative sentences, negative sentences, and interrogative questions or sentences. But we are going to have some examples here in order that you can understand all these rules, okay? I have been working. Indeed, I can use constructions. I haven't been working. Have I been working? Remember, when we are talking about questions, we are not going to be using some constructions, okay? Only in affirmative and negative form when it allows, okay? You've been working, it's the same that you have been working. You haven't been working, no has estado trabajando, or you have not been working, okay? Here are some examples. I think that they are not questions, more exercises. 99% complete. We are going to be talking about future tenses. We are going to have three kind of futures: will, going to, and ing, as we were talking at the beginning of the presentation. And we are going to be using will future in order to express a spontaneous decision, an assumption with regard to the future, or an action in the future that cannot be influenced, something that is going to happen, okay? It is something spontaneous, or something that is going to be happening, or something that you are assuming that it is going to be happening. And here you have some examples for each one of these statements. Spontaneous decision, for example, wait, I will help you. It's something that you are deciding in this moment. It's something spontaneous, okay? When you are giving an opinion, for example, well, he will probably come back tomorrow, okay? You are giving an opinion, hoping or certainty or assuming that something is going to be happening in the future. Also, when you are making a promise, I will not watch TV tonight. It is a promise. It is something that is going to be happening, because if you are promising something, it's because you are going to be doing that thing that you are promising. Also, when you are talking about an action in the future that cannot be influenced, what is it? For example, it will rain tomorrow. It's something that is going to happen, that you are pretty sure about that, because the weather forecast say it on the television, for example. And also, if you use some conditional clauses kind one, for example, if I arrive late, I will call you, okay? These are going to be the situations where you are going to be using will. After that, well, we can use, if you have these sentences in a year, next, tomorrow, I think probably, perhaps, you are going to be using future, okay? And here you have a chart about how to form affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. If you use will, you are transforming your verb in future. I will not, you are transforming your verb in future. And you are not going to be adding a letter S in your verb. No, don't worry. Those things were for the present simple and maybe in some occasions for the past simple, okay? And I have here more examples about this: affirmative, negative, interrogative. But now I have here some contractions. Instead of saying I will not, you are going to use won't as a contraction, and it is the same: will not or won't. Okay, and here you have more examples about this. This is for the mathematicians, the people who really like mathematics. And also, we are going to continue with going to. We are going to be using going to in order to refer to future events and suggest a very strong association with the present. Okay, and going to is mainly used to refer our plans or intentions or to make predictions. Okay, this is not going to be pretty sure. We are not going to be using for something that is sure. Okay, plans and intentions. Plans or intention, remember, will is for something that could be pretty sure, for some promise or for something that is happening in a hurry, for example. And going to is going to be for plans and intentions. Is Frank going to buy a new car soon? We don't know. It is future. But we are not pretty sure. We are going to have a dinner together tomorrow. Okay, that's a plan, or that's the intention. Okay, and here I have more examples for you with contractions. As we are using the verb to be, we can use contractions indeed. You are going to be sorry you said that. You're going to be sorry you said that. Oh, it's something that could happen. Aren't they going to come to the party? Well, we are predicting. He is going to be a brilliant politician. We are predicting. We are not pretty sure. Maybe it happens, maybe not. Okay? And here you have the grammatical structure, if you want, in order to create sentences in affirmative, negative, or interrogative. So remember, the verb to be always conjugated depending the subject. I, you, she, he, we, they. Going to is always being needing the verb to be, going to, and the verb in infinitive, okay, with the complement. And here you have more examples with affirmative, with the questions and the negative. I am going to cook. Am I going to cook? I am not going to cook. As you can see, this is the verb to be. It's the same structure that we use when we are using the present simple with the verb to be, or the present progressive with the verb to be, and also the past progressive using the verb to be. Okay, so that was the end of our presentation. Here you have more extra information. Okay, any kind of doubt, please let me know. And I want to say thank you for this great opportunity to explain you the topics one more time, if you didn't have the opportunity to finish with the class. But remember that it is pretty important that you finish with the session on time with me. Oh my gosh, that was long. I'm so sorry. I guess that I took almost 40 minutes. Well, this is like a video of a general review. If you can see it, that would be great. If not, okay. But it is pretty good for you that you could have all this information if you are learning, if you want to improve your English or the language of the language. And well, what else can I tell you? Thank you very much for everything, and I will see you this Sunday, okay? Thank you very much for everything, and I will be sending you also extra material if you need for TKT and so on. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week.